So I want to do the live demo just kind of quickly, and let's see how live. I wanted to separate it just because live demos don't always go the way you want them to, but let's give this a try. Okay. So I want to do 2 live demos. Are people on still, or have I lost everybody? Okay, we lost a few people, but we're good. All right, so I want to show you how to use the interactive VM and how to submit a job on the web portal. What we're going to do is I want to kind of give you an outline of what we're going to do because it may not work out, and I've shown you already before. Steps are easy. You log in, you get to DesignSafe and OpenSees, and then you read the instructions. You select, at this point, this is the same. Now you select which OpenSees you want to use. We're going to use the VM. We're going to click launch. We're going to wait and connect, and then we play. I'm going to go to simulation, OpenSees, and here I am. Okay, so I've logged in. I'm still sharing, right? So now we're going to read this as I was showing you. It's got little, divs and details that you can read and open up. My zoom stage on this is strange, but anyways, you can always zoom in and out with your browser to really be able to read things. Okay, so we select the interactive VM and a new little specific window comes up. Oh, I need to make sure that these links go to the right places. It's difficult to keep everything synced. Now, it's not asking me for anything except for a job name, but there already is, if you click here, there already is a job name and it's green. And I'm happy with this because you can really only run one interactive job at a time. So you don't have to do anything here other than just click launch. Now wait, and wait. You see little things are popping up. You got to be patient. The first time I caused chaos because I didn't wait and I was like, whoa, nothing is happening. Okay, so that's why I wanted to do this live. Now the machine, because they got to go. Somebody's going to go and get the machine and put it together and link you to it. So it takes a little bit of time. Now you can go ahead and click connect. And that opens up a new tab. Be patient. And then this is exactly what I showed you before. In my little screenshots, I go here and I'm going to go to my data. I'm going to go to, see, I have a lot of stuff from way back when. I got my folder for OpenSees Tickle, and now these are all the different things that I can look at, and I can look at, where's my example 1 file? So here's my example 1 file. I can edit it if I want to, do what I want. I could do little things. It's not the best editor, so if you really, what I often do is I do edit in something else, because you can't do the full global replace and search and replace. But this is darn good for being right here. Then I go back to the launcher and I say, okay, open up the terminal. And you see it's put me exactly where I want to be. So I can type OpenSees. I don't have to do anything. I just type OpenSees and I'm there. Wipe is the easiest command to test, and that works. Or I can say, even there I could have said source, or I can see OpenSees, and I just click up the arrow, and then tickle the tab. Oh, gives you the options. Oh, that's okay. So it's not the regular tab. Anyways, so what I like to do is I will copy this, and that's what's nice. It's like poof, there it is. Did that work? And that worked. Okay. So this is the demo on this. Now you could just turn on. Oh, and this is. If you want, you can upload a file. It opens up and you can go and upload whatever file you have. I already had it on there. There's like lots of little things here. You can open up the launcher again and you could do a Jupyter notebook. And so what you could do is I can go here, copy all this and put it all into my Jupyter notebook. Okay. Now, of course, this is a tickle file that I'm putting it into a Jupyter, so it won't work. But I just wanted to show you this, okay? Very important, all right? Once you're done with your job, I can show you how to run OpenSeesMP on here. So I have a file that's just simple MP. This is what it looks like. You see, it's got all the ground motions and the script of, where is it? Something. Here's the PIDs and it checks. And so it's just my way of coding this. So now I can go back here. And you need to tell it to run it through the MPI, because the MPI is an extra program that loads things up, a certain file in parallel, which I'm excited about because it means I could do it with other things. So you could say MPI exec, and I could say 4 nodes. NP is 4 nodes. I can say OpenSeesMP. Okay, it's in there. And then I say simple mp.tickle. All right, so I'm saying, hey, OpenSeesMP, run this tickle file. Maybe this tickle file may call other files and do whatever it wants. So this is the main file with 4 nodes or 4 processors. Poof, and it goes and look through, and I got no errors, which is good. Yeah, this warning is a stupid OpenSees thing. But anyways, so it tells me which PID it is, so which processor is doing what, and they're all accessing different ground motions. Okay, and so this is really nice because it's a great way. Now that I know my script works, I do it for 4 processors and a limited number of ground motions. Now I can upload this over on DesignSafe on the web portal and run it. And so maybe we can do that. Okay, so now I'm done with this machine. Now I could leave it up and just let it build up garbage, and I think maybe at some point it's going to get destroyed. There's some like thing here that you say log out, shut down, but I'm not quite sure if those really work. So what I do is I shut down here. Okay, but you see I could reconnect, but I close it, and then I look at my job status, and I see that this job is still running. And so you go here. I find this to be the best way to do it. I can connect, or I can just delete it. Okay, and so that's the way to end that job, and it's done. And I think that's what popped up here, or maybe not. So it's done, and that's the way you close an MP. Excuse me. Oh, this is finally done. I sent something to run, and it's done. Okay, so that is how to run the interactive VM. If I go back to this now, in the interactive VM, remember you can loop through this and edit your script and save it. Make sure you save it and run it back and forth between the 2 little tabs. If we go to the web portal, same kind of processes. Make sure your script has been uploaded. Or you already have it and you've been playing with it anyways. Read the instructions, and then the instructions seem simpler because you select the MP, you fill out that form, you click run, then you wait, you check your job status, and that's kind of what takes a little bit of time. If you want, send another job, a separate, different job. And make sure you read in the documentation about multiple jobs, because it duplicates your input file, your folder and things. So you got to be really careful about the data management, which I think is an excellent way of managing data. It just requires you to do a little bit of cleaning up at the end. And then you move your output when you're done and you post-process, okay? So this is my last slide, but I'm going to switch over, okay? So if I go to here, now I'm going to pick OpenSees. So let's say that I'm going to reload. Okay, so I'm back here. All right, I start from scratch. I read my instructions if I want to learn a little bit more about all the input in the form. I've tried to move the input from the form itself to here. So let's go to MP, which requires a little bit more, has more questions than the Express. Okay, so now things get interesting. What we need to do it is tell it, hey, which folder are you going to clone and put over in the node that's going to be running? All right, so that's why you select the input directory first. So you can either like write the whole path here, or you click select, and then that brings you here. And I'm going to navigate. I don't want that root folder itself. Here's my OpenSees demo, and then this is the folder that I want to copy. So be careful. You don't want to put too much stuff on there, because then you're moving way too much data back and forth. Okay, so always make sure you've got a lean folder for your studies. But this is what I'm going to use. So I'm going to say select, and magically that path that I didn't really know is there. Okay, then you need to say within that folder, what is the script that is going to be running? So remember, all your ground motions and all your recorders, you can't send them to pass back and over. All right, it needs to be in that folder that we have cloned. And so the main script, now I'm going to go into here. So I can select it. I don't know if I need to. No, I don't need to. Let me try this. And then there was a simple MP, right? So this is the one that I want to copy. I think I just need to drag it and drop it. Poof, there it is. And it gives the whole path. I think even if you just write in the name of the script, so I could do that. Let me just copy just in case. But I could just say simple MP because that is in that folder itself. Job details, runtime. As I said, this thing's maximum is 48 hours, but the more time you ask, the more it's going to make you wait. So maybe we'll just ask for 2 minutes. And I think right now you have to do the whole format, okay? It's green, I did it right. So I only want 2 minutes. Job name. It has a job name. It tells you what the machine is and when I started it. Keep that unless you're doing many jobs, okay? And so maybe you could call it, test 1. But keep this data in there, okay? Because it's just good for you to know the metadata. The archive location, let it be, okay? Use what they give you because that already has the job name, and so I already have a recognizable way. Don't put it into my data. If you put it into my data, which is your folder, it's going to create a folder inside your folder, which then you can create. It's a mess. Then the number of nodes, 1 or 2. If you go more, it gives you an error. Yay, that works. And again, number of processors, maybe you might want to go to, 7 processors. And you're gonna, let me make it bigger. And then you click run. Again, you wait, little things pop up, and it tells you that the job, there's my test 1, has been uploaded. Now you gotta wait. You can refresh. You can get more info, and it kind of tells you, hey, it's being moved from staging inputs to staging and blah, blah, blah. There's no output to see. Remember, you don't want to see, you can't see the output until it's done because it's attached to some node somewhere. Now, let's look at if I have something that I finished. So that one's cute. Okay, so here's a job that was finished, okay? So I'm going to click more info. That job is finished. It tells me the information. I can delete that whole job and folder, but let's go look at the output instead. I showed you the screenshot. This is a clone of the folder, and it's a clone, not what it looks like now, because maybe I've done other things in that folder. This is what it looked like when they cloned it over, and it's got all the recorders in it. But the first thing you want to look at is this, and it's called error, but it doesn't mean that you have an error, it's just the echo. And if you click it, it's important to see, this is kind of like the beginning is kind of junk, not junk, it's important to somebody who understands it. But now it's saying, oh yeah, so this was one when I was testing whether the MPCO recorder was working. It is now, but you see, this tells me just like when you start OpenSees and it echoes, and this is the error. It's saying, hey, but this took me, 17 hours to get this information, or 2 hours, or it actually didn't take that long because I didn't ask for so much. But you see, I found the error, and therefore I'm not going to have any data, and I need to go back and edit my script or fix it. Okay, look, there's little things that are popping up about my job, and so then this is where you would find the recorders and any data you wanted. Now, if we go, and you see we're in the data depot. If I go back to here and I close this, oh, it's cute. It's still running, but you have an idea of what you need to do. So when you're done, move your files over to your working directory, and you can do your post-processing, whether you did it through MP, whether it was in your interactive or any sort of analysis that you had done. You move to your post-processing. And I think that's all I wanted to show you today. So if there's any questions on this, I'm I'm here. And if you want to learn about OpenSees itself, if you go on my webpage, it links you to courses that I have on OpenSees. So for those of you, a lot of you guys stuck around. Thank you. Any questions on this?